Okay, so let's write external forces. Let's write sum of the moments equals 0. So here's the part where I want you to turn and talk to your neighbor, talk to your partner as best as you can. And we're doing this in pencil, so we might have to go back and fix some stuff if you don't get it right the first time. You guys make me a complete moment statement summing all of the moments in that bridge, and make sure you're keeping your directions correct. So I'll give you I'll help you with the first one. So what's the first force you see at point A? Yeah, FAX. Good. What is it? What?
Force on a.
It's a force. What is the force?
The
What's the number?
Oh.
Unless you see something I don't, it's nothing. It's FAX. So what's its distance from the pin? 0. So we do even need to include it? No. So it's force and a distance. Good. What's the next one you see? FAY. What is FAY? What's its number? 15? 50. Where do you get 50 from?
FAY and FDY.
Okay, you're jumping way ahead, and that's a great way to goof up. Okay, I know that this is 100, but are these two equal? We're past that. It's not going to be 50 and 50 anymore. Okay, so do we know FAY? No. What's its distance from the pin?
0.
So do we need to include it in our moment statement? You can if you want to do some more writing. So then we keep moving. What's the next one you get to? 100. What's its distance?
5.
0. 0 from the pin?
5.
Looks like 5 from the pin. Perpendicular distance. Positive or negative? Negative. How about we start off with negative 100 LBF, pounds of force.
Wait, why is it negative?
Which way is it going? It's going down in the y direction, right? Negative 100 times 5 feet. Put that in parentheses. Negative 100 times 5 feet. Okay, now turn to your partner. You guys finish the rest of it. What's the next one?
Negative 500.
Oh, wait, so
Oh, because we got finished.
Okay, who thinks they got it? Who thinks they got it? Who thinks they got it? Lucas, what do you think?
Negative 500.
Negative 500. Where'd you get that from?
Negative 100 times by 5.
Oh, you give me the answer? Okay, hold on. I'm just finishing that moment statement first. Okay, we should have come up with, there's the part we did together. Negative 100 times 5. We put that in parentheses. And if it makes you feel better, you can put that in parentheses. 9 FDY. I continue to walk across my bridge. I gotta say FDY, I don't know it. That's okay, that's what I'm gonna end up solving for. And how far is it away from my pin? 9. Now go ahead and solve for it. I'll let you guys work on that. Solve for FDY, see what you get.
Yeah, I got 55. 55.5.
Let everybody catch up for a second. There's all my math, there's all my work.
You got, since it's enough for the moment, that's the little more. You get what you
So I just combine like terms here, trying to solve for FDY. So I divide by 9 feet, divide by 9 feet, feet go away. I'm left with 500 divided by 9. FDY is 55.6 pounds of force. Questions on that? So take a second and look back here. Everybody see how I got to that point, where I pulled all those numbers from. I didn't do any sorcery. I didn't do anything crazy. All I did was follow sum of the moments must equal 0. I summed all the moments. Questions on that? What if I plug 55.6 into FDY right here? I better get 0. What if I don't get 0? Good, I did something wrong. Grab your notebook. Let's go. You're way behind. Questions on that? Okay, what's the next step? Remember we had 3 steps? Sum of the moments is 0. Now what? Yeah, it doesn't matter really the order. F of x or f of y. Okay, same picture, nothing's changed. Sum of the forces in the x direction equals 0. My eyeballs only see what right now? X. I only care about x forces. Okay, so scan across that bridge. What x forces do you see? Yeah, f of x. What is it? Johnson. That was easy. So let's write sum of the forces in the x direction must equal 0. F of x is 0. That was super easy. Now what do you tell your friend who gave you this bridge? What's next? Y. Let's do that. So let's write sum of the forces in the y direction must equal 0. Okay, let's write our y statement. What's the first y force you see? Yeah, positive or negative? Okay, so let's write FAY. Plus, y plus.
Because it's the sum.
Sum of the forces in the y direction must equal 0. What's the next y force you see? Yep, positive or negative?
Negative.
Yeah, so FAY plus a negative 100 pounds of force. Plus,
FEY.
wait a minute, didn't we just solve for that? Let's just go ahead and plug it in then. Okay, we already solved for that one, that's good. All that equals what?
0.
Yeah, that's easy. So make sure you have what I do. FAY minus 100, FDY, then I substituted, and let's go ahead and solve for that. Solve for FAY. What'd you get?
44.
What? Good. It is. I wasn't done. I was just showing FAY minus 44 equals 0. Then I bring it to the other side. Yes, it's positive. You can bring that to your table. Okay. Anybody's brain fall out? Moments, X, Y, that's all we did. So that was all of, what kind of forces? What was the first thing we wrote underneath your picture? What kind of forces? Yeah, those are all the external forces. So look, do I know FAX? Yeah, what's FAY?
44.
What's FDY? What's that? 100. Add these two, what do you get?
100.
You better. What law says that you better? Yeah, what is that law? It's not second, I think it's third. Action, reaction, right? Pushing down, pushing up. Any questions on that before we do the new part?
If the bridge was stable, the bridge goes down.
Exactly, exactly. Good? We're happy? Okay, so let's draw like a little squiggly in your notebook showing you're doing something, the same problem, with something a little different. Evan, you with me? And let's write internal forces. Internal forces. Okay, so look what I have. Just kind of restating what we already know. You don't have to write this. Same picture, don't have to write that. We just wrote internal forces, and go ahead and write FBD at joint A. What's FBD? Yep, so free body diagram at joint A. Now I'm trying to find the internal forces, meaning how much force is acting on this member, this member, this member, this member, this member. Or is that important? Yeah. When you did that little click on empty solids, it did this for you instantly. That's what we're doing. Okay. So let's just start right here. This is my free body diagram at joint A. So I'm just focused on joint A. Okay? Evan. There's no way you have that written down because I just showed it 2 seconds ago. Let's go. We'll get back to your calculator in a minute. FAX, that's just showing that it's joint A. FAY, FAC, and FAB. Our angle's 31, and go ahead and draw this little dotted vector right above FAC. I always show my vectors in tension, meaning going away from the center of mass. That's why FAB and FAC are going that way. It could change, we'll find that out in a minute. So does everybody get the picture? Any questions on the picture?
So FAC is the dotted force vector, right?
No, FAC is the black one. Just kind of draw this little dotted one. That'll be clear in just a second.
So it's the force on A and C?
Yeah, if you go back to our picture, yeah, it's on this member, FAC. Does that make sense? And then FAB, that's why I named that one FAB. Good question. So now it's the same thing that we did before, except we don't care about moments. It's just forces X, forces Y. That's it. Okay? So, let's start right here. Sum of the forces X must equal 0. What X forces do you see? Just X forces, that's all you care about.
That's a,
Good. So start off easy. Facts, positive or negative?
positive.
Positive, right? Just a reminder, right? Positive X, negative X, positive Y, negative Y. Right? Okay. Positive FAX, that's what I wrote. Positive FAC, that's what I wrote. Now, you're already starting to put this together. Remember, there's an X and a Y component of any vector that isn't 0 degrees or 90 degrees, right? So, what function do I use to find, that's what the blue line is, the adjacent side of a vector at 31 degrees? What function is it?
Oh, it's
Cosine. So, watch me, don't write this. Here's how I knew to do that. Cosine theta is adjacent over hypotenuse. I want to solve for adjacent. Why adjacent? X. I'm solving for the X component, right? When I cross multiply, adjacent equals hypotenuse cosine 31. Hypotenuse cosine 31. Hypotenuse cosine 31. X you use cosine, sine, or Y you use sine. So I wrote right here, in this part you might want to jot down. You could just write this part right here. The shortcut is just X component, vector cosine theta. Y component is vector sine theta. Almost done. Almost done.
minute ago, but I didn't get all the.
Yeah, I was just about to. We can fit them both on here. Yeah, there we go. So again, to review, I'm summing the x forces. Those forces are FAX, FAC, and FAB cosine 31. That's how I find the x component of FAB. All stuff x is taken care of. Everybody see where I got that equation from before we move on? So if I now try and solve it, well, what's FAX? Oh, well, that's good news, right? Okay, so don't worry about FAX. What's FAC?
Also zero.
Really?
Someday it's forced to be zeros because we took it out of anything.
I don't know FAC yet. What about FAB? Do I know that one? Whoa, I have an equation with two variables. What can I do with that? Absolutely nothing. There's nothing I can do with that. So the point is I'm stuck. Okay, I'm stuck. Is this insolvable? Did I give you something that we're just gonna, done?
This was all just a big dream.
It's all a big lie. So I'm stuck. What can I do? What else is left to do here?
So,
Free body diagram, sum of the x forces. I'm stuck. Now what?
move on to the white one.
Let's move on to the y forces. I don't know if that's going to work, but it might. Okay, so leave a little space. We'll come back to it. And let's write sum of the forces y must equal 0. Sum of the forces y must equal 0. All your eyeballs now see is what? Y. What are my y forces? Phi. And then the y component of FAB. Okay? How do I write that? Phi plus FAB sine 31. For x you use cosine, for y you use sine. FAY, FAB sine 31 equals 0. Now wait a minute, what's FAY? Don't think, FAY. Oh, we know that. Oh, now we're home free. So I can substitute, go ahead and do this part. 44, FAB sine 31. I want you guys to do that in your calculator before I show you the answer. £44 of force, FAB sine 31 equals 0. Mike,
Mr. Davis.
is Joan or something? Okay, what you got? Answer.
Negative 45.
Say again.
Negative 45.01.
Okay. Anybody got something different? Anybody got something the same?
How do you solve? Yeah, I'm not sure how to solve it either.
Okay, let's talk about it. What are you trying to isolate?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to isolate fab. So why don't we just, I would leave fab on this side and push all the other stuff on the other side of the equation, right?
Oh, I think I know how to solve it now.
So,
Subtract 44.
yeah, why can't we, let's just take 44, negative 44, that helps. Now we're just left with sine. Sine 31 divided by sine 31. One of you is making that noise, please stop, but I don't think it is.
I think it's something you gave.
I think it is. Was he doing something over there yesterday?
No.
It's right here. It says.
Substitute.
Oh.
1500.
I know, I'm telling you, he's gonna explain.
You got 10 seconds.
Oops.
Yeah.
Okay, focus. Here we go. Almost done. Everybody see how we isolated FAB? And do that part in your calculator. Make sure you get negative 86.2 pounds of force.
So you, since you're subtracting 44 from 0, it's just negative 44.
Mm-hmm.
1 forward divided by sign. Yeah. But make sure you close the brains.
Yeah.
If you get negative 86. Yes.
Good. Shelton, you got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. Go ahead and scribble down negative means compression. That beam is in compression. It's trying to squish itself. Is that important information to know? Well, yeah. Okay, now last step. I know FAB. Now what can I do?
So for the other one.
Yeah. So back up to that space where I told you to leave a little bit of space. It was this equation here. FAX, FAC, FAB cosine 31. We said FAX is 0. We're solving for FAC. We know FAB. Make sure to include your negative.
Are we going back to that?
Mm-hmm. I just wrote it below. You guys are backing up. You don't need to rewrite anything. So you're writing this second part right here. Cosine 31 times negative 86.
Wait, so we're going back to the x, right?
Correct. You get negative 83, and then when you bring it on the other side, you get positive 73. Or did I say 83? Sorry. Negative 73 and positive 73. Questions on how we got that?
So it's not in.
Right, it's in tension. Is that important information to know? Yeah.